There is a tree growing across the tropics that produces more protein per acre than any other plant on Earth. The leaves contain up to 40% protein, more than eggs, more than yogurt, and more than the powder you buy in plastic tubs. You can harvest it every single week. It grows back faster than you can eat it. Yet most Westerners have never heard its name. And if you want to know 5 recipes that have fed over 1 billion people for thousands of years, stay with us until the end of this video. Welcome back to Secrets Beneath Nature. Have you seen this plant growing near you? Drop a comment below. Walk into any restaurant in Chennai tonight. Watch the family at the table next to you. They will be eating a golden curry filled with long green pods that look like drumsticks. This is not a vegetable you recognize. In Tamil Nadu, they call it murungai. Every home cook knows how to prepare the leaves into thoran. Every grandmother adds the pods to sambar. The tree grows in nearly every backyard. Children climb it. Families harvest it. The knowledge passes through generations without interruption. In the Philippines, mothers add the leaves to chicken soup to boost their milk supply after giving birth. This practice stretches back centuries. Filipino grandmothers did not need clinical trials to understand what modern research has now confirmed. The nutrients in these leaves support lactation. In West Africa, from Senegal to Nigeria, the tree grows in village compounds. Families dry the leaves into powder during harvest season. They store it for the dry months when other greens disappear. The powder fortifies porridge for children. It stretches meals during lean times. One tree becomes a year of nutrition. Here is the first clue that something went wrong. You know spinach. You know kale. You know every superfood that marketing departments have promoted for the past 20 years. These greens fill grocery store shelves across America and Europe. But this tree, consumed by more people than all those greens combined, barely exists in Western consciousness. Most Americans have never seen the word on a menu. The ancient record tells a different story than Western ignorance suggests. In India, around 300 BC, practitioners of Ayurvedic medicine documented this tree in their healing text. They used the leaves for nutrition. They used the seeds for water purification. They used the bark for inflammation. They used the roots for digestive complaints. Every part of the tree served a purpose. The Romans, Egyptians, and Greeks derived edible oil from the seeds, used in skin treatments and perfumes. Ancient Egyptians utilized the oil as an effective treatment for skin diseases. The historical record spans 3 continents and 3,000 years. Yet somehow, this knowledge never consolidated in the Western mind. In South India, families planted these trees beside their wells for a specific reason. The falling leaves would land in the water. Village wisdom held that these leaves purified the water and made it safer to drink. Modern research has validated this practice. The seeds can be used as a low-tech water purification system, which studies show can remove up to 90% of organic and inorganic contaminants from drinking water. Now let us examine what modern laboratories have discovered. Peer-reviewed research from institutions across 4 continents has analyzed the nutritional content of these leaves. The numbers are remarkable. The protein content ranges from 23 to 29% of dry weight. This exceeds most plant sources. This approaches the protein density of meat. The leaves contain all 9 essential amino acids that the human body cannot produce on its own. This makes it a complete protein source from a plant that grows on trees. Researchers in India measured the vitamin content. Leaves contain 10 times more vitamin A than carrots. Vitamin A protects important organs such as eyes, skin, and heart against various diseases. The leaves also provide 17 times more calcium than milk. Calcium plays an important role in building strong bones and teeth. Leaves contain 2 times more protein than yogurt. They have 15 times more potassium than bananas. A comprehensive review published in 2023 analyzed over 200 peer-reviewed studies on this tree. The researchers documented antioxidant effects, anti-inflammatory effects, antimicrobial properties, blood sugar regulation, and liver protection. The evidence spans decades of research across multiple countries. Clinical trials on diabetic patients showed promising results. Participants who consumed the leaf powder experienced 23% reduction in blood sugar levels after meals. From a leaf that grows on a tree in your backyard, pharmaceutical companies sell drugs that accomplish the same goal. This tree does it for free. The safety profile is equally impressive. Toxicology studies found that oral doses up to 2,000 milligrams per kilogram of body weight produced no harmful effects. This is an extraordinarily high safety threshold. The tree has fed billions of people for thousands of years. Modern science confirms what traditional use already demonstrated. Now, here is where your life can change. You can grow this tree yourself. It grows with aggressive speed. In optimal conditions, a single tree can reach 8 meters tall in its first year. That is over 26 feet of growth in 12 months. No other food-producing tree grows this fast. The tree survives in high temperatures and drought conditions, making it an excellent crop for addressing food insecurity amid severe climate change conditions. Here is how to start. Obtain seeds from a reputable supplier. The seeds look like small brown spheres with papery wings. They germinate within 10 to 12 days when planted in warm soil. The optimal temperature for germination is 30 degrees Celsius during the day and 20 degrees at night. Dig planting holes 30 to 50 centimeters deep. The ideal spacing for leaf production is 50 to 60 centimeters within a row and 1 meter apart. The tree prefers sandy, well-drained soil because the roots are susceptible to waterlogging. If your soil holds water, add sand to improve drainage. You can also propagate from cuttings. Take branches 1 to 1.5 meters long from an established tree. Plant them directly in the ground. They will root and begin growing within weeks. This method produces mature trees faster than seeds. Now here is the remarkable part: the weekly harvest system. 60 days after planting from seed, you can begin harvesting leaves. Cut the stems back to within 60 centimeters of the ground. The tree responds by branching outward. More branches mean more leaves. More leaves mean more harvests. You can harvest every 2 weeks throughout the growing season. Some intensive production systems harvest weekly. The tree simply keeps producing. Cut it back and it grows back. Cut it again and it grows back again. This cycle continues for the entire warm season. Research from agricultural trials measured the yields. A single hectare planted at high density can produce 30 metric tons of fresh leaf biomass in 1 year from trees that regrow after every cutting. One agricultural study calculated the human nutrition potential. A plantation of 705 trees producing at normal yields would generate enough leaf biomass to provide a full day of calories for 340 adults from a single harvest. The math is the math of abundance. Let the trees flower in fall if you want seeds. The flowers develop into long green pods that hang from the branches like drumsticks. This is why many cultures call it the drumstick tree. These pods contain seeds for the next year, and they also contain nutrients for cooking. The tree was introduced to rural communities of the Limpopo province in South Africa as a cultivated crop in 2006. Since then, its production and utilization has been on the rise in various agroecological zones of the country. One organization called Mama Africa has planted over 16 million of these trees in Zimbabwe, South Africa, and Malawi, and has plans to expand to other African countries. In response to the 2011 famine crisis that killed 260,000 Somali civilians, Dr. Deko Mohammed planted a nursery of these trees on her property in Afguye, just outside her hospital. She then shared food and seeds from those trees with tens of thousands of internally displaced persons living near the clinic. 10 years later, this grassroots humanitarian movement continues to grow. Now you have the leaves. Now you need to know what to do with them. The tree is Moringa oleifera. Over 1 billion people across South Asia eat it every single week. It is used in many African countries in feeding programs to fight food insecurity and malnutrition. The global moringa products market is estimated to account for $9.3 billion in 2025. and is anticipated to reach $23 billion by 2035. The rising demand for plant-based nutrition has boosted moringa usage by 37% in food and personal care sectors globally. Here are 5 cooking methods that have fed billions of people across Asia and Africa. The first method is the South Indian stir-fry called thoran. Heat coconut oil in a pan. Add mustard seeds and let them pop and crackle. Add chopped shallots and cook until soft. Add crushed dried chilies and fresh curry leaves for aroma. Now add fresh moringa leaves along with grated coconut, turmeric powder, and salt. Cover the pan. Cook for 10 minutes until the leaves wilt and absorb the coconut. Serve this with steamed rice. The coconut provides fat. The leaves provide protein. The combination is nutritionally complete. The second method is protein-packed dal. Cook any lentils you prefer. Red lentils, yellow lentils, split mung beans, or chickpeas all work. Pressure cook or simmer until soft. In a separate pan, heat oil and add cumin seeds, garlic, and dried red chilies. Add fresh moringa leaves and stir until wilted. Combine the tempered leaves with the cooked lentils. Season with salt and turmeric. The lentils provide protein. The leaves provide even more protein. This single dish can anchor an entire meal. The third method is chutney. In Tamil cooking, families make chutneys from vegetable scraps and greens. Heat oil and fry the moringa leaves until wilted. Add this to a blender with fresh coconut, fried red chilies, and roasted urad dal. Blend into a coarse paste. Season with salt and a squeeze of tamarind. This chutney pairs with rice, with flatbreads, with dosa, with idli. You can spread it on toast. You can use it as a dip. The applications are endless. The fourth method is drumstick pod curry. The green pods require different preparation than the leaves. Peel the outer skin. Wash thoroughly. Cut into pieces about 10 centimeters long. Add these to a curry sauce made from tomatoes, onions, ginger, garlic, and your preferred spices. Simmer until the pods become tender. Here is the important part. You do not eat the fibrous outer shell of the pod. You scrape the soft interior flesh with your teeth and discard the fiber. The eating method is part of the experience. The fifth method is modern fusion applications. Dry moringa leaves in the shade until crisp. Grind them into a fine powder. This powder stores for months in an airtight container. Add it to smoothies for a protein boost. Stir it into soups and sauces for nutrition without changing the flavor. Mix it into bread dough or pancake batter. Blend it into pesto. The leaves are easy to process and can be added to many foods and drinks. Each method serves a different purpose. The stir-fry showcases fresh leaves. The dal creates a complete protein meal. The chutney provides concentrated nutrition in small servings. The pod curry uses the fruit of the tree. The powder extends the harvest across seasons. Together, these 5 methods cover every situation you might face. In rural East African settings, production teams grind soybeans and groundnuts and then mix them with moringa leaf powder to form an energy-dense supplemental food for underweight children. In countries like Malawi, where 47% of children are stunted and infant mortality stands at 11.2%, moringa has become an ideal crop to meet nutritional needs while providing a sustainable business model for local farmers. The supplement industry generates billions of dollars selling you protein powder in plastic containers. They process soybeans and peas through industrial facilities. They add flavoring and sweeteners. They package and ship and market. You pay premium prices for what moringa produces naturally, but moringa cannot be patented. A tree that self-seeds cannot generate repeat seed sales. A leaf that you harvest yourself cannot support supply chains. The economic structures that promote other foods have no incentive to promote this one. The knowledge remained in South Asia and Africa. The research remained in journals written in languages that Western databases did not prioritize. Translation barriers functioned as information walls. 3,000 years of accumulated wisdom sat on one side. Billions of consumers sat on the other. 68% of consumers now prefer natural supplements, and 54% favor organic superfoods worldwide. Yet limited awareness restricts adoption, with 47% lacking product knowledge and 39% unaware of nutritional benefits globally. A single seed costs less than a cup of coffee. A single cutting from a friend costs nothing at all. The barrier to entry is nearly zero. The barrier to action is only decision. Subscribe and watch the next video to discover more secrets hidden beneath nature.